Welcome to CMA TV. We're here in Stamford at CMA Shipping, the largest shipping trade show in North America. My name's Roxy and I'm joined here today by Michael Attar, the CIO of Future Tech Enterprises. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
What would you say are the biggest threats to the maritime industry at the moment?
Well, I believe the maritime industry is suffering from similar issues that a lot of industries are having today, where they had closed proprietary interfaces and they're now open to the internet. So security is becoming a much larger threat, both for commercial reasons as well as for personal reasons. We have people that actually want to access the internet for their own email and personal use, as well as commercial exchange of data. Both of those data streams are risks to the production networks.
And what do you think companies can do to be more prepared for cybersecurity risks?
You know, it's really about assessing the assets that you have, evaluating how well they're protected, and then really the key there is to rank the criticality of the asset versus the risk and the ability, the capability you have to protect that asset. Once that's done, you can then have a plan to address your most high risk areas. From there, you really need a readiness assessment plan where you discuss with the team of stakeholders, you know, what happens in various scenarios. If there's a power outage, if there's a major weather storm, if there's a denial of service attack, what do you do? So when those things happen, you're prepared. Securing and monitoring and managing your assets are really critical. We work closely with SecureWorks. They offer SOC services where they'll do 7x24 monitoring. They'll do intrusion detection and prevention, and they'll validate your infrastructure for you in terms of a proactive approach to security.
And how do you think cybersecurity is going to change in the next 5 years? Like, how is the threat landscape going to change, and what technologies are going to emerge to counter that?
That's a great question. You know, I think we all are aware that internet access is becoming more and more prevalent. You know, 5G networks are coming out, which is just going to increase the pipes, increase access to things. Internet of Things is another, again, intrusive technology. We use them for really productive purposes, but they obviously come with risk. So I believe that you know, applying machine learning and AI will be a really critical step to securing those types of infrastructures. You know, human beings can't react fast enough. When threats happen, you know, you don't only have to be right once. If you're trying to hack into a network, you have to be right all the time to prohibit people. So I believe machine learning and AI will be a critical technology to thwarting attacks. We partnered with a company called Darktrace. They had a really innovative approach where they monitor what your networks look like on a daily basis, what normal activity looks like, and then they flag abnormal issues, which is really a learning process, versus the traditional way of security where you have a list. So antivirus works that way. You have a list of threats, and if you see any of those threats, you send off an alarm. The problem is if there's a new threat that comes along that you don't know about, you really can't react to it, right? You have to be reactionary. To be proactive, AI will sit there and say, I know things look like this. This is what I'm supposed to see every day. When I see something different from that, I then take action. So you don't really need to know what those threats are prior to flagging them as alerts. So I think that's a critical technology. I also believe that network virtualization will be another key technology to increase segmentation on the network. So right now you have very physical devices. You have usually a web service tier. You have an inside tier where you have employees VPN into, and then you have really a secure tier inside of that. And you have firewalls between each one of those three tiers. Network virtualization will allow you to create additional security devices against workload. So if I have a web tier where I have multiple websites, once you get to that website, you can work east and west and get across various servers. Network virtualization will allow you to protect each one of those workloads uniquely and independently. So you can say only, you know, a person can only access a certain website versus that whole web tier, or an employee can only access a certain production server versus any production server within that production tier. So I think those two technologies will improve security going forward for most enterprises that choose to adopt them.
And how does Future Tech Enterprises help in this situation? Do you have any products or expertise you can offer?
That's a great question. Yeah. We do. You know, we're a NIST certified facility. We're PCI. We're HIPAA. So we, as an organization, maintain a secure facility on our New York office as well as our Virginia offices. And we partner with SecureWorks to assess and validate Fortune 500 companies' infrastructure. So, we have experience internally ourselves that we can share with our client base, and we leverage, our partner SecureWorks as well as our Fortune 500 companies' CISO departments to validate best practices in security.
Okay, thank you. That
My
sounds
pleasure.
very interesting. Thank you for watching CMA TV.